This hangout on air is live.
Hello, world.
Hey, I don't know if you recognize her. Because she hasn't been on in a while.
I've been busy, you guys.
Sarah, smile.
I hate that
Father
song.
Corey. Looks like
people sing that to you all the time, too.
Looks like he's back.
I just vote for the goofy smiley.
Okay, we'll just go with that.
We'll go with that.
We'll have some intelligent conversation for a change.
Oh, wow. That's cold.
I know. All right. I am going to start. Hello, everybody in the chat room, and welcome to Catholic Weekend. Here we go. We're going to start right now.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode number 238, for the week ending Saturday, September 6th, 2014. Good morning, I'm Captain Jeff.
I'm your captain.
In Roswell, Georgia.
I'm your captain.
And joining me this morning from Conyers, Georgia, the lovely Miss
Maria.
I was making sure I had the button up on my mixer. There we go.
Dude, let me just tell you, I had no idea that we had even started this show. I'm listening to the music and I'm like, what?
Well, we have started the show, I believe. I don't know, until we do take 2 or take 3.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. So let's keep moving. How about this one here? From deep in the heart of Texas, San Antonio to be exact, the lovely Miss Angela Ciolano.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
Howdy, howdy. The heart of Texas. Okay, and joining us from the plains of Buckhead in the fashionable, well, no, wait, deep in the plains of Atlanta in the fashionable Buckhead area, Miss Sarah Fabulous.
You say that every week, and it's horrible every
I should
week.
change that, I guess. Okay, well, here's Sarah, the Catholic
Hello,
drinker.
everybody. Sorry, I've been missing.
Well, we've missed you. And
I didn't miss you, but I miss Maria,
I know.
Angela.
You could have lied. And also with us today from Malta, Montana, the Father Corey Stika.
How's it going?
Great. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm doing all right, except for my internet connection is apparently trying to revert back to dial-up. Yeah, it's I've got to said hopefully I'll be able to actually stick around here by just having the audio, not the video, but we'll see.
Okay, well, I'm just surprised to hear you because I saw your little picture there, but I didn't know we'd have you on audio. So that's good. That works. Most everybody is listening to the show anyway, not watching it, so fantastic. Well, Angela, let's start with you. How was your week?
My week. Well, we had Labor Day, right? Was that week? Yeah. Was that this week?
Yeah.
Yes, believe it or not.
Remember?
It was a long week.
So long ago. I actually, well, first of all, we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
Which was fun. And let's see. Although I was a little slightly bit disappointed because one of my friends sort of oversold the movie and said that it would be just like seeing Star Wars episode 4 or 5. I don't remember which one he told me, but in any case, that's like really selling it to me, and so I was expecting something to totally blow my face off, which it didn't, but I still enjoyed it. So, yeah, I did that, and then I totally gave our kitchen a cleaning for the rest of the day. I spent like 7 hours just cleaning and organizing our kitchen, and I feel so accomplished. So, yay me and my domestic skills.
Yay. everyone clap and listen to this applause that I can't
Did you ever
find.
have to clap when you were in elementary school? Did you ever have to clap with 2 fingers so as not to disturb? Was that when you were little?
Mm.
The
I
classroom
don't
next to
recall
you?
that.
Yes.
2 fingers. It's cute. But even when you're that young, your fingers are so small anyway.
How could you possibly
Is
clap?
your whole hand really going to make that much noise?
Well, I blame
Well-
St. Thomas, who made me clap with 2 fingers. Maybe I was just a loud clapper. Yeah, maybe I was a kid in the back of the room that sat there like this.
It's that Cuban girl.
Slow clapper from the start, huh?
The ironic clap,
Oh, boy.
or sarcastic clap, or whatever that's called. So overall, your rating out of 5 stars would be what for Guardians of the Galaxy?
I would say 4.5.
I saw
Yeah.
it on that night, Labor Day evening, the late showing.
What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. It was different than your typical Marvel hero movie, and I liked it. I loved well, they all kind of have a sense of humor, but this one more so, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And I watched it in we have a local theater here that they just built at the North Point Mall, an AMC 12 or whatever it is, and they have a AMC Prime theater with the Dolby Atmos sound system and everything else. And I mean, it's so much sound and bass that it actually shakes you.
Okay, so you know where I saw it? I saw it at I'm not gonna try and top you.
Oh, I'm sure.
in that
I'm
regard.
sure it's better.
But that just reminded me that we saw it at the Alamo Drafthouse Theater. Well, one of them here, which is one of those theaters where you can go in and you have like a table in front of you, and a server comes and
nice.
Oh, nice.
you can order food and like alcoholic beverages or whatever you want, and they have kind of like a sense of humor as a chain. It's just a chain in Texas, but before the movie, of course, you all know that the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a character who's kind of like a raccoon, right? So before the movie, instead of seeing like these really like, I don't know what they show usually, Hollywood movie quiz, whatever, or commercials or something. Well, here in this chain, they showed like YouTube videos of like raccoons with like people who are totally hicks, like rednecks, show it like with raccoon pets or raccoons riding skateboards or raccoons doing just like crazy stuff. And then they showed like clips from super old sci-fi movies, like really super cheesy. With
Angel's going,
really
what's
bad
in this
effects."
beer?
I know. I was just kind of like, what is happening right now? It was the strangest combination of clips. So, anyway, that was fun.
Those are fun.
So, Maria or Sarah, have you seen Guardians yet?
No.
Yes, I did. I saw it.
What did you think of it?
I liked it. I didn't think it as good as what Angela rated it as. I would have put it more as a 3. I mean, it was entertaining, but I just felt like it was a little too goofy.
I
Yeah,
think
you're-
my higher rating probably just came about after listening to Father Roderick's review, because I didn't have like that high of an opinion of it after I watched it, but then I listened to Father Roderick and he was like so excited and enthusiastic about it, and I was like, well, it
comes out.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that happens a lot when I listen to him. But you know what? I didn't watch Breaking Bad until I started hearing Father Roderick talk about it, and I thought, I know that my son watches it, and I know that Father is watching it. That's enough for me. I'll start watching it, and I'm glad I did. I loved that series. Anybody else here watch Breaking Bad?
Dude,
No,
I
but
watch TV.
I've been thinking about it.
It's good. Very well done. Very well done. Kind of depressing and scary, but you get into it.
I might have to wait though, because we've got fall TV starting back up here in a couple of weeks, so that'll be enough of stuff on my DVR to keep me busier than I should be.
Well, I was going to ask Father Corey if he could tell us about the amazing parish conference in Denver last weekend, and that he attended. But Father Corey's gone.
I don't think he's coming back.
Did you see
Really?
he emailed us. He says he's quitting on the connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh.
I'll tell you what we can do. We can
Bison.
talk about it in another show then. How about
Yeah,
that?
well, let's just try and have him back next week.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, Sarah, you have been busy doing all kinds of stuff. Tell us about your busy life.
Yeah, so I wasn't on the show for 2 Saturdays because I went to Brazil for work. So I went down to Sao Paulo and had some crazy travel adventures getting there. Finally got there, which was lovely once I was there, but getting there was a challenge. And then, what else? My trash can had issues last Saturday.
Yeah, we know about that.
But
How is it now? Is it better now?
it's much better now. I just had to change those batteries in it. I
No.
had to go to Target and get some emergency batteries because the batteries died and I couldn't open the lid.
Okay, so there is no way to open the lid unless you have batteries in it.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out without risk of maybe breaking the lid off.
Wow. I want to see this trash can.
Yeah, right?
This
You
is
should give us a
attractive.
tour of this magnificence.
It's
Did you
just
steal one of those ones that they have in the Atlanta airport? Those big.
no.
It does scare me. I never quite know what to do with it.
It's
Put your
a
finger.
simple human trash can. So my mom gave it to me. I really love it, and you just wave your hand over it and it opens up for you. But if the batteries run out, like you obviously can't wave and automatically open it. And so I was just and there's no way to get inside to pry it up because the lid goes up. So how can you get a lid up? Like you just can't. So it was just a malfunction.
Well, several of us sent you batteries, virtual batteries.
Yeah, you did. It was quite funny, but it's okay. I went to Target. Target had everything I needed. So I had people over last weekend for the Notre Dame football game, so I had lots to take care of in order to get ready for my game watch party.
Trash
Excellent.
can is essential when having a football party.
Yes, especially since the trash was full and it really needed to be emptied because it had like a banana peel or two in it, and I knew it was going to start stinking.
Do you have a backup trash can now, like a manual
Nope,
version?
do
No?
not.
Okay.
I have
You still
backup
have to wave your
batteries.
hand.
Okay.
I have all the batteries I need now. Well, the thing is I knew that it was going to die because it gives you a warning light. Like, the light's usually green. Well, the light moved to red. And I was like, I got time. This will be fine. Died. I was like, okay, so I better take the red light seriously. It's kind of like your gas light in your car. Like, you think
Yeah,
that you've got more time on it than you do.
I gotta know. Do you do that? Do you drive?
Oh,
On
heck
empty?
yes. One time I made it 30-something miles past my car telling me 0 miles left. How far can I go?
Oh, I had a friend in high school who knew that she could get to Miami Beach and back on an eighth of a tank of gas.
Whoa.
And we would get to the beach and it would already be on like below empty. And I'm like, I'm
We
not
need to
walking
get
to
some
get the gas.
I made it all the way to Cincinnati on 1 tank of gas, but that's when I was like, ooh. My gas light came on when I was still in northern Kentucky, and
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh, I got this. So I went for it.
And you were
Wow.
praying Hail Mary, rosary for most
Well,
of that.
tell
No,
you what.
I was texting people like, do you think I can do this?
Texting
Doesn't
and
sound
driving.
safe.
Yeah, whatever. So I made it without stopping at all from here to Cincinnati. So I was like, I just by principle, like I have to make it, right? Like I have to.
You're insane.
That reminds me of that episode of Seinfeld. You know, when the
Yes.
Kramer is in the car and they're going for it. See how long they can go.
Dude, they're out on Long Island, on the Long Island Expressway, and he's like, we gotta keep going.
Excellent.
You know, life on the edge, you guys, it's totally worth it. So it's just, and you
That
guys,
is your
you guys
opinion.
can make fun of me all you want. I don't care. You don't hurt my feelings because I don't like you anyway. So it's all
there you
good.
go. Sticks and stones, they do hurt.
Well, hey, I hear
fine.
Father Corey is back. Why don't we talk to him before we lose him?
Well, I'm trying something a little different here, a little geekery, see if I can use my cell phone tethering to get a better connection. So far, it seems much better. So
Okay, cool.
Smarty pants.
Good. Well, so was it last weekend that the Amazing Parish Conference was held in Denver?
yeah, that was about a week and a half ago. It was August 27th and the 28th, and there were about 115 parishes, about 500 people from around the country, and even one from Canada, from Regina, Saskatchewan. And it was pretty incredible. You go into this ballroom and it's all these Catholics who are, of course, you go to a conference like that and they're all excited about their faith and they're all active in living the life of a Catholic and wanting to see the parishes succeed. So it was a really incredible experience to go there. A lot of great resources, a lot of great talks. We all kind of left there I'm just overwhelmed. So much stuff to take in. But the nice thing about it was all practical things. It's come up with things that you can do in your parish that fits whatever the talk was. It wasn't just, here's a nice concept, now go home and try to figure it out. That never works. So it was very interesting. It was a 2-day fully packed conference, a lot of great speakers. We had the Matt Maher. He did call it a performance, but it really was more of a worship, praise and worship service. More meditative, more leading into a benediction or a adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. Confessions. It was so wonderful for me as a priest to see when I was in line for confession that there were a regular line of about 30 people, and that line kept about the same length the whole time for the whole 3 hours they had confessions. It was so wonderful to see. Just a lot of really great material.
What was the biggest takeaway, I guess, for you for that conference?
We've got a lot of work to do. No, it was there. One nice thing they did is they gave us 5 goals, or they gave us at the end of the day, at the end of the conference, they gave us the opportunity to come up with 5 goals, and that was kind of the biggest thing, was being able to sit down and say, okay, what are 5 things, or actually 4 things, because the first goal was pray as a team for wisdom and success about our action plan. So the first step was pray, always a good thing. But then what are 5 things we need to do now to make this, to put these concepts into play, to make this that amazing parish they talk about. And so that was a nice thing that they really just, something concrete. You can walk away with a concrete plan of action.
And so what is the definition of an amazing parish?
Well, they give 7 aspects, 7 things that they think are necessary for an amazing parish. Reliance on prayer, first of all, a real leadership team, so actually having a leadership plan in place, having a clear vision for the parish, the Sunday experience, so what people experience when they come into the church on Sunday, compelling formation, small group discipleship, and missionary zeal. And it was very interesting. I mean, like Jeff Cavins talked about formation, and that was very focused on what do we need to do in our religious ed program to form not just kids, but primarily adults. And of course, most parishes focus on the kids, not so much on the adults. Mm-hmm. So my DRE got a lot out of that talk. I would say the only one I was a little skeptical about was the Sunday experience, because they had the priests from the Rebuilt, if you've heard of that book, or the priest and lay lay associate from the parish in Maryland who did the Rebuilt thing, and they tried to rebuild their parish, or did rebuild their parish, kind of in a megachurch type of model. And it's been successful, it sounds like, for getting people to go there and everything, but I'm kind of skeptical with some of the things they've done with the Mass. That kind of worries me.
Well, what did
I don't really like the concept of doing stuff with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the way they do it is the liturgy of the word. The first half of the Mass is more of a megachurch praise and worship surface. So you've got the same scripture readings, but the music is much more, much more the praise and worship music, which I don't have a problem with. Not so much in the Mass, occasionally, but not as a regular thing. Um, then instead of a homily, he has a message.
Oh.
That's what they
Say
call it.
what?
They call it a message instead of a homily. As far as I can tell, it's the same thing. He's taking the readings and he's breaking them open. It's much longer. It's much more. If you've ever been to or seen on TV these mega church preachers, they're very energetic. They're excellent speakers. They're out there. They're moving around. I think that's kind of what he does. So it's kind of more that thing. It's longer too, as I understand it. It's not, as I try to do my homilies, 5 to 10 minutes. He might do a 20-minute homily, 20-minute message. But then after the liturgy of the word, when they get into liturgy of the Eucharist, the way they described it, that they do bring it down. They do go to, instead of praise and worship music, it is more chant. They don't I've never seen what they do, so I don't know exactly how they do it. But it sounds like they don't mess around with the liturgy of the Eucharist so much. I'm still not a big fan. I don't think the Mass really should be messed with. I think there's other things we need to do for those who are searching. They call it seeker sensitive. Well, I think the Mass really isn't seeker sensitive, to use that language. Again, that's my skepticism. There are things that they do that I really do want to learn from. How do we make people feel welcome when they walk in the door? How do we have activities where people after Mass aren't immediately rushing out to the IHOP or whatever cafe to get breakfast?
Yeah.
How do we have a good religious ed program that gets the kids wanting to come? Things like that. We do need to think about stuff like that. Maybe we don't make it our high priority to be entertaining, but we still want to think about when someone new comes into our parish. How welcome are they going to be? Are they going to walk in and say, this is some people I want to visit with. This is a place where I want to spend my time. This is a church where I could see myself being a part of. When somebody who's just really struggling in their faith, really having a hard time in life, do they feel like there's someone there with a smile and a handshake just saying, well, it's good to see you. We're glad you're here. A lot of parishes don't. So there's things that can be taken away from that. Again, that was my complaint. My caveat, I should say. The rest of it was fantastic material. They talked about small groups. They talk about, again, formation, having a good formation program, prayer, being missionary. We had Bishop Cousins from the Twin Cities. Excellent speaker. Excellent. He just had really good presentation, really good material. It was really just a fantastic, amazing couple of days.
Hey, Father. So, what have you taken back to the parish? Do you have a parish council or some kind of advisory group that you're going to address these to?
We do actually. There's one interesting thing they talked about was having a leadership team, and that's separate from the parish council. Because the parish council is advisory of what's going on in the parish, what needs need to be addressed, things like that. A leadership team is to help the pastor have the forward vision. In 5 years, I want this. In 5 years, I want a larger congregation at Mass. In 5 years, I want more kids involved in religious education. In 5 years, I want us doing this much adult education. And the leadership team is geared towards that. So I'm kind of getting our leadership team structured, trying to figure out who would be a good person. 4 or 5 people on this team, just to kind of help keep me in the straight path. Kind of saying, okay, this is things we can do to lead towards this.
So it sounds like the leadership team is more of like a visionary team, whereas the parish council might be more of advising on making decisions to execute that vision? Is that
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of that. And again, too, as you're looking 5, 10, 15 years down the road, you still need to be looking at the fact that the roof leaks, the windows need to be replaced, the plumbing just blew up, things like that. The day-to-day stuff.
right?
I'm really interested in the formation aspect of it.
Sure.
We were just very recently talking with our pastor about having. He's implemented a couple of changes in the education for children and including adults in what we're going to be offering. You can't just drop the kids off at church and think the
No.
church is going to take care of it. We have to, as parents, that's our major responsibility there. But
Right.
what could you do, or what are you thinking of doing, or what were they suggesting to be done in terms of reaching the adults?
It's there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. That, like I said, that was the big focus, and it really is being conscious of, to use kind of the tired phrase, finding people where they're at, reaching them where they're at, but then lifting them up. The big thing that Jeff Cavins really focused on was that we need to help them slowly grow, as kind of lead them along and give them the material. Even going all the way from people who are going through RCIA, that whole process, starting from there, and realizing there are Catholics who need to go through much of that process: pre-evangelization, evangelization, catechesis, formation, discipleship. This whole process you really need to go through, because unfortunately, I think a lot of the times with parents, we assume they're disciples, but they're not. They're barely formed. They're barely evangelized. They've barely had any kind of real exposure to the gospel. Sure, they've heard the gospel preached, hopefully at Mass, but they really don't have an exposure to what that means in their lives. To, that Jesus died for you. This isn't an abstract thing. This is for you personally, and for me personally. And helping them understand that and appreciate what that means in their lives. So, doing things like, one thing he talked about is not using meta language, not using that language of the group. Because it's so easy for us to start talking about, well, on Sunday when we attend Mass, we see the Eucharist when Jesus is transubstantiated in the species. Now, we might know what that means, but someone who has very little formation, very little understanding of what the church teaches, wouldn't it be better to say, at Sunday when we come to Mass, when we come to church, we see Jesus come down to earth, come down from heaven to earth, and he is there with us in what looks like bread and wine. I just said the same thing. Same exact thing. But I said it in language that hopefully most people will understand what I'm trying to say. Now, you are not going to understand the whole concept of the Eucharist, obviously, but they'll at least have its language that they can understand and comprehend. So it's things like that. It's having a good team for formation, not just, your religious ed director and a couple of catechists and have fun, but, actually having a team who someone is going to be responsible, a volunteer is going to be responsible for things like hospitality, for logistics, for registering people, for doing all these different things that are necessary, so that it's not just throwing people in the church basement parish hall and saying, well, yeah, I know it's kind of dark and I know it's not the most attractive place, but it works, right? It's thinking about stuff like that beyond just we're going to present the material, but making the whole experience a little more appealing and making it easier for the people and make it more inviting. It's kind of along that same lines again, where we're reaching out to them. We're not just saying, well, you're going to come, so we're going to do whatever we need to do to get the material done, and that's it. So it's a lot of that kind of thing. Of course, reaching out into the community and it ties into evangelization as well, reaching out into the community and going to people. But helping people understand the necessary for formation, being formed in the faith, just as I as a priest was formed into the priesthood.
Father Corey, we have somebody in the chat room asking. John K. says, who qualifies for the leadership team, and do you need experience to be a leadership team member?
Well, that really is up to the pastor. That really is an individual thing. Obviously there's no leadership team certification or anything like that. What I would see, and kind of as I understand it, it really is people that the pastor would hopefully would have the same vision or similar vision to the pastor for what the parish is going to be, and is willing to hold the pastor accountable to that, but is also willing to help the pastor shape that vision, help them see that vision through. It really is willing to take kind of a behind-the-scenes leadership role, because it's not a leadership team is not an official structure of the church. It really is much more directed towards the pastor himself. Again, to kind of be that push forward.
Okay, and in your parish, who are you? You said you're getting together a leadership team. You have. Who did you pick? Who did you seek? People that were like CEOs of small businesses, or leaders in other areas of the parish? I mean, what in your mind qualified these people that you chose to be on your leadership team? What were their qualifications?
Well, for my course, as a small community, we don't have any CEOs. We do technically, but they're not coming to mass. That's another whole story. No, these are people like, for example, my DRE is one of them, because she's had a lot of experience in doing, working with political groups and things like that. So she's got kind of that leadership role experience. I've got a member of my parish council who is done. She actually works for a major corporation. She telecommutes in a major corporation, and she's a kind of a she's a supervisor, or supervisor is kind of not the right term, but facilitator or something like that. She coordinates with a bunch of people, or she's got people under her that she's responsible for leading and coordinating in doing their tasks that they're assigned. She's got a team, so she knows what it means to be a leader of a team. So that I saw as a really strong plus for her. I've got a member. She's also a member of our parish our revamping parish council. I kind of let the old one go dormant, so I had to revamp the parish council. It's something I've been working on for a little while. So it's people like that. It's people that I feel like I can work with. It's people I feel like are gonna, they'll be honest with me. That's one of the first things they talked about, is you need to establish trust. If you have someone who's going to poison the well, if you have someone who's going to sit there and argue and fight, who's going to backstab, that's not the kind of person you want. You want someone who's going to be honest. And he actually, this Pat Lencioni, who was kind of the spearhead of this whole program, and he's a leadership business guru. He goes around and talks to major corporations about leadership. He said, you need to be able to have conflict in a team, but it needs to be constructive conflict. It needs to be help you leading you forward. So it was finding people like that have some experience in that, who have some experience in being in a more leadership role, but I also feel like I can trust.
Well, that's excellent. I hope that answered John's question regarding qualifications for leadership. Now, what I took away from what you took away, Father Corey, from this whole thing is formation, education. That is the thing that I kept hearing you say over and over and over again. When you talk about the worship service as an entertainment or performance thing, I thought to myself, well, a lot of people think that that's what they want and they're attracted to, but that's just the thin, very, very thin candy coating of something that is much, much deeper. And I think that if people had the education, the formation to understand what was going on when we go to Mass, I don't think they'd need all the entertainment lights and the cameras and the 20, 30-minute sermons to something that was going to something I can take away from this, something that has meaning and relevance in my life. Well, you know what? God has relevance in your life. That's all you need to know. And the reason why you're there is to worship him and to eat his body and drink his blood. I mean, but people don't get that. They don't understand that. And I don't know. I just, it just frustrates me because this treasure of the Catholic Church in our form of worship is just such a beautiful thing, and it pains me as somebody who converted to Catholicism that I see so many people that don't really get that, and they don't understand that it's such a beautiful, beautiful gem that's there, and they think that they would rather be entertained and be able to take something away from the whole experience, and I think that they're looking at it completely upside down. And the other thing I think that we really do fail, most of our parishes fail with, is the going up to people that we haven't seen before, making them feel welcome, shaking their hands. Hey, my name is so-and-so. If you have any questions about our parish or about the Catholic faith or whatever, I'm here to answer your questions. And that's, I think, for me, the takeaway was formation, 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 and let's reach out and be hospitable to people and make them feel that they want to be part of this family.
Absolutely.
You know what? And I'm cutting off Father Corey because I just thought this is an interview of you. But a couple of weeks ago, Lisa Hendy had posted something on sitting in the pew and tending to sit in the same part of the church over and over again. And I know that John and I do that because it's a long walk into the church, and so we grab the first pew. Well, my husband is disabled, so it really is a haul of a walk into it, to go sit in the front. But what happens is that we sit in the same area, and so we see the same people sitting in the same area, and and Lisa Hendy was commenting, I look at the same people over and over again. I don't know their names, so she says, I'm shy. I'm afraid to reach out and introduce myself to anybody. So she posted this. I think it was on her Pathio's blog, and so I kind of laughed about that, and I went to mass that next Sunday, and there's a woman that sits in front of me every week, and I just love to see her because she reminds me of someone, but she's got little tiny children with her all the time, and they're just the whole family's adorable. And I went up to her and I said, "Hey, my name's Maria," and introduced myself to her. And then I challenged Lisa to go back and do it. So there were a bunch of people that were posting on her blog post about how they had gone out of their way to get to know the name of the person, not somebody new, someone that they have been attending mass with for months and months and months, possibly even years, and not know their name. How does this happen?
Can I share an inspiring story about that?
Yeah.
So at the parish that I used to go to with my family when I lived with my mom and dad and my sister, we would always sit in a certain pew, and there would be a family that would always sit behind us. So one day, my dad just decided to introduce us to them, and we started talking. Every Sunday we would kind of talk afterwards in the narthex, and eventually we would say, "Oh, are you guys going out, to eat?" Because we would go on Saturdays, Saturday nights. You guys going out to eat for dinner? Yeah. So we would go to to have dinner, and then eventually they became like really, really, really close, and they went to my wedding, and they the older son asked my dad to be his confirmation sponsor, and it was just like, and I think my parents are godparents to one of the younger kids now, seriously, just one small act can totally change your life, and you could, meet friends that you never would have had if you hadn't just said hello and introduced yourself. So that's your inspiring story. So go out and introduce yourselves.
Inspired Angela gives us an inspiring.
I was going to say, this PSA is brought to you by Inspired Angela.
So in other words, open up that window and let some fresh air.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, exactly. I mean, it's even in a small town like this, we have on average about 150 people who come to the two masses here in Malta. That's it. For some places, that's a daily mass. But we have people here who don't know everybody that's in the parish. It just ran into that recently. We have a family that's a fairly sizable family. I think they have 10 kids. And was talking to a parishioner, and the mother is going to be teaching religious education. The mother of these 10 kids is going to be teaching religious education this year. And the parishioner actually said, I don't know that person. Who is that? The family that takes up a pew and a half, you've never noticed them at Mass?
Everybody else has.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so easy for us, and we get in our groups, we get in our comfort zones. Yeah, you've been sitting, and I know in a larger parish, when you have 1,000 or more people there, it is much harder. But you get in your little spot, and you might be friendly with everybody around you. But what do most of us do? We show up right before Mass. We sit down, we kneel down, we do our prayer, which is good. Praying right before, preparing yourself by praying in the church is a very good thing. We have Mass. Soon as Mass is done, boom, first one out to the parking lot wins.
Yeah, that's why we park our cars, back in first, so that we can
Zip out.
Have the auto start so that you can hit the button as you're walking out the door. No.
To go spend more money at Starbucks than you did in the.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you put any in it. I think this is a good takeaway. I think for all of us, even those of us listening who are longtime Catholics, that maybe we need to focus on doing a better job of being more inclusive and socializing a little bit more. But I think it is important that we don't take that socialization into the sanctuary itself. And until do something or have an area outside in the narthex or whatever where you have some kind of socialization, and then but when we go into the church, it should be quiet. It should be that realm of connecting with the sacred. But then after Mass, don't run out to your car and see if you can be one of the first ones out of the parking lot. Actually, stick around and talk to people. I think that's one of the best parts of of community worship.
So, what are you saying, that during the piece it's not appropriate to exchange business cards and stuff?
Yeah. Take selfies. That's what I
do. Letter about
Take
that.
selfies.
People who chat too much before and after Mass drive me crazy. Also, people who clap for the band. There's no clapping in Mass.
It's not a performance.
No clapping.
There's no crying in baseball, and there's no clapping at Mass.
Oh, there we go. Words to live by, Father Corey.
Feeling serious tombstone, I think.
Hey, Sarah. Go ahead, Father Corey. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, it is a hard balance. Unfortunately, in my parishes, their entranceway are very small. I was kind of half joking talking to my DRE, but our entranceway to the parish here in Malta, which is the largest church of the three, was about the size of the stage at this conference. And that wasn't being hyperbolic. That wasn't hyperbole. That was pretty close. Unfortunately, they never built a lot of entranceways for these churches back in the day. Now the newer churches, they're much more conscious of that, where you'll come in and you'll have an entranceway that'll have room for a couple hundred people to be able to kind of mill around and visit. So you got to kind of play it by ear. But yeah, I do think it is important too to have the time for prayer in the church itself. But at the same time, we shouldn't be, I hate to say it, rude about it if someone is talking. It's really a hard balance to find, especially since so many Catholics, they don't really, their connection to the parish is so tenuous that just someone saying, I'm trying to pray here, could be enough for them to say, well, you know what, then I guess I'm not wanted.
Yeah, but it goes back to
balance.
Formation and education.
Exactly.
People understanding that this is this place, and this is where we do this, and this is this place where we do this.
Yep.
In other words, we're inside. Let's use our inside voices.
Well, one of my dreams for this parish, the office/rectory, and it's the same building. It drives me nuts. And the church itself are separated by 20 feet, 30 feet, and it's a covered walkway, but it's outside. What I would like to do if I had several $1 million is connect the two in such a way that there's a big gathering area. The bell tower is actually separate from the rest of the buildings. It's kind of in the middle between the two of them and off another 20 feet or so. Connect all that, the bell tower and the two buildings, in such a way that you would have a gathering area there. You would have a place where people could stand and visit, where instead of telling everybody coffee and rolls are down in the church basement, which almost guarantees that almost nobody is going to go to coffee and rolls, instead you have them in that gathering area. You have, that's where your ushers are waiting to greet people as they're coming in. That's where people are lining up, where people want to sit and talk, and it's a much more open area. It's a bigger area. That's kind of my pipe dream, again, if I could come up with several $1 million all of a sudden. But that's the kind of things we need to think about, especially for, if there are any priests listening, when you're designing, when you are in the position where you're building a new church or remodeling a church, think about, where are you going to have a place where people can gather that it's not going to bother those praying in the church? Because I agree with Sarah. I don't like hearing people talk in the church. But that being said, if at least they're trying to be social, they're trying to reach out, I'll tolerate it. Because at least it's a start. Once they're more connected to the parish, then we say, it's good that you want to visit, but let's do it outside. The weather's nice, or let's do it in the entrance hall. Or go down for coffee and rolls. That's a great place to stand and sit and visit.
I want to know what these rolls are. That
Yeah, are they donuts?
Yeah, right.
Donuts.
Cinnamon rolls.
Well, we don't call them coffee and donuts, because we'll sometimes have sweet rolls or cinnamon rolls or zucchini bread. It's not just go to the local grocery store and pick up a dozen donuts. Sometimes
you can keep the zucchini bread. Where are the cinnamon rolls?
I just had zucchini bread for breakfast, and it was good.
Yeah.
Where's mine? I want some. I'm coming up to Roswell. Be there soon.
Road trip.
And last weekend, it was kind of funny. I had a parishioner who they harvested a bunch of zucchini, so she said, "Well, I baked 7 loaves. I've got enough for another dozen loaves."
Wow. Oh, wow.
If one of those loaves makes it over to the rectory, it would be greatly appreciated.
I'll give you an extra blessing for that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Pat Gone, for that. All right. Well, we've been having a great discussion about how we can make our parishes awesome parishes. Thank you, Father.
No, amazing parishes.
Excuse me. Amazing
parish.
Awesome's a completely different thing.
Totally.
You gotta start with an amazing priest like Father Corey.
Actually, that is the key, right?
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go first with their pick of the week?
Pick of the week.
How about for Sarah?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, Sarah.
So my pick of the week is this totally hilarious video that was sent to me this morning, as a matter of fact. So Jimmy Fallon, for those who don't know, has taken over The Tonight Show, and I think that he is hilarious. I love Jimmy Fallon. And so this week he had Adam Levine on, who's the lead singer of Maroon 5. And so he apparently, I did not know this, is very good at impressions. Jimmy Fallon, also well known for all of the impressions that he does. So came up with a new game for The Tonight Show this week with Adam Levine called Wheel of Musical Impressions. And so they mash a button, and it's got 2 different wheels, and one it picks the artist, and the other it picks some random song that one of them has to sing and make it work. And it was totally amazing. Adam Levine nailed some of these in such a good way. So Jeff, I think, has queued up part of the YouTube video if you want to play some of that.
That was a great setup, Sarah. Here we go.
All right, ready? Let's press the button. Here we go.
All right.
Frank Sinatra singing Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes.
Sounds great.
Ruth, could you have something to start off with?
Give it something snappy. Let's take that bass line for a walk. There we go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yes. What's the ending there? Shoulders, knees, and toes. how many words in that
That's
song?
awesome. That's great.
How many words are in that song?
I don't know. That's good. All right. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan singing "Rude" by Magic. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Anyway.
Ready? Adam, you are up, and here we go.
All right. Be merciful.
Shall we do another one?
Sure, this one's my
Michael
favorite.
Jackson,
Okay.
Sesame Street.
Michael Jackson, Sesame Street theme.
You want to go?
Oh, wow. Oh, no. Okay, got it.
He's struggling.
Sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. On my way, where the air is sweet. Want to tell me how to get to the Sesame Street. Oh.
Wow. I mean, you guys, it's so hilarious. Right. Just like so good that so the first one was Adam Levine, the second one was Jimmy Fallon doing Bob Dylan, and the third one was Adam Levine again doing Michael Jackson. But how dead on were some of those impressions? Like the Bob Dylan one, like
I would rather.
someday I'm married.
I can't stand.
What was he saying?
Bob
I
Dylan.
don't know.
Who knows?
Oh, no, he's drunk again.
Oh, that was good. That was good. So if you want to watch the whole thing, the whole segment, we'll have the link in the show notes.
Yeah, just so funny. And so I just had a little comedic humor for all of us on this lovely Saturday morning.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Well, can I do mine because it's
Yes.
a segue. I was
Yeah.
actually I saw Jimmy Fallon's brief tribute to Joan Rivers, who died this week. And I don't know, a lot of people didn't like her. I always liked her because I guess I grew up with her bizarre brand of comedy. But she was a great woman behind the scenes too. And there's a fantastic obituary that Peggy Noonan wrote in the Wall Street Journal. And it's pretty long, but it really reveals a lot about Joan Rivers. And anyway, that's what my pick of the week is.
She was one of those people that could say anything,
Whatever she wanted to,
and nobody would come down on her for it. I mean, it was.
She said that she made a career out of saying what people think.
Yeah.
And I think that's right.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Miss Rivers.
Yep.
All right. Father, would you like to go next?
Sure. Well, I'll do a little, I guess, self-promotion, but also promotion for SQPN. I am privileged to be part of a new show on SQPN with Jimmy Aiken, Dom Bettinelli, Stephanie Zimmer, of course, has been on here a couple of times.
And she's in the chat room.
Oh, is in the chat room? Yes, she is. I don't have the chat room up just because of my internet issues. But
we understand. Don't start it up.
And Father Roderick, of course. We are talking about some guy, some priest from over in the Netherlands somewhere. We are talking about the secrets of Doctor Who.
Woohoo!
So we just recorded the first 2 episodes last week, and they're available at Doctor Who, and you have to spell out Doctor. It's not Dr. Who, but DoctorWho.sqpn.com.
I have to say that I have never been a Doctor Who fan. I've really only watched a few of the episodes because my oldest daughter, Alyssa, is a huge Whovian. And so I went and sought out the new series, and I started listening to your first episode. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start watching the new series. And luckily, because my oldest daughter is a Whovian, she is that what you call them? Dr. Whovians?
Yep.
That she had DVR'd the first episode, and I guess there was some kind of a BBC special with Will Wheaton, I think, was on.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I watched that last night. That's why I was up so darn late last night. So now I'm going to only listen to like the first 10 minutes of your new podcast. And I thought, okay, before I listen to any more, I'm going to watch that first episode. And then now I'm going to go back today and listen to SQPN's The Secrets of Doctor Who and see. It's going to be fun. It's opening up a new door for me.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We get a chance to geek out. Jimmy Aiken and I are both longtime Whovians. We both have been watching since the old cheesy Doctor Who. I think that's kind of why I like it, because it is kind of cheesy. And then Stephanie and Father Roderick and Dom are all newer members of the Whovian clan. So
that explains Father Roderick's tweets about binge watching the seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, there's no better way to watch TV than to binge watch.
Exactly. Netflix and Amazon Prime have spoiled us. That's all I can say.
Yep. Well, I was going to make that my pick of the week, but since you did, which was more appropriate actually, I don't know if have you guys heard about this viral video about the giant spider?
Yes, I love this thing so much. I've watched it multiple times.
I'm not sure this is going to really translate that well in audio, but I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens here.
I died watching that like 5 times yesterday.
Okay, so this guy put a big giant spider costume on his dog. And he's in a subway somewhere, I think in Poland or something. Okay, well, so this big, huge creature is just crawling along. Let's see here.
I think my favorite one was the girls in the elevator.
Yeah, here's the elevator, I think. Okay, the guy's walking out of a building.
Yeah,
it almost looks like a college campus. Okay, he's walking up to this door. Whoa! This thing that he drops has a bag of groceries.
Groceries, and he drops them and he runs in the opposite direction. Because they had the dog behind the door. I guess he was entering an apartment building, and they had the dog behind the door. And so he opens the door to enter his apartment building, and the dog in this huge, massive spider costume pops out and runs after him. And the guy's like, "Ah!"
Okay, here's the elevator one. The two girls are opening the pushing the button for the elevator right now.
So there's 2 girls waiting in the hallway for this elevator. Well, in the elevator is a guy who is laying on the ground. I think the dog's owner. Well, he had put peanut butter on his face. So the dog was just standing over him, licking his face, licking the peanut butter off his face. The elevator door opens and you hear the girls screaming, and they run out of the hallway where the elevator is. Terrified fear, like, what's this?
I love your play-by-play, Sarah.
By the way, I'm not even watching this.
It's color commentary.
She was describing it better than I was. I was actually watching it. And so far, you know how many hits this thing has? Almost 25 million.
Yeah, if you have not watched this, seriously, it's like the Scary Snowman. Have you guys watched the Scary Snowman? And so I love it because they do these series of them now. So if you don't know what this is, it's this guy who gets in a snowman costume and goes and stands outside stores and stands there really still. And when certain unsuspecting people walk by, he'll just move a little bit so that he moves at the people, and they're all like, For the record, I think scaring people is the most hilarious.
Of course you do.
Do you like being scared as well?
Yes, I do. So I love like pranking my friends. Like I'll hide and just jump out at them. I think it never gets old.
You know, I would be
years
afraid.
old. Sarah is perpetually 10.
If I dressed up my dog in a giant spider costume like that, I'm afraid that somebody would, like, especially here in Atlanta, would shoot them.
Oh yeah.
Or Montana.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just so funny. There's another setup where there's a couple walking, looks like in this nice, cute, romantic path at night, and he's got like a person all tied up in like Halloween, large scale spider webs, and so they see this person, they're like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden they release the dog on them, and like the guy and the girl are like racing to see who can get out of there quicker. All of a sudden the guy's like in front of the girl, and I'm like, save the girl!
Oh, it's reenacting the Lord of the Rings scene. Ew.
Yeah, so
That's
it's really
wild.
funny, and you should totally watch it multiple times because you'll love it.
Okay, we'll have that link in the show notes for your entertainment.
You know
Oh,
which
they're
one
entertaining,
I can't quit watching is the one of the dog with all the fruit and vegetables on its head. Have you seen
Oh, I haven't
that
seen
video?
that one.
No.
All right. Never mind.
Okay,
Move
well,
on.
my second pick of the week, I have two actually.
Not
actually-
allowed.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. This Tuesday is a very important day, and for me, it's for two reasons. One is the NTSB is releasing their final report on the crash of the UPS airplane in Birmingham, but that's not a pick of the week. The second thing that's happening that day, later in the afternoon here Eastern time, is the big event, the Apple event. I'm a big Apple fanboy, and so I thought, and if you're watching Father's Geek Priest, he kind of mentioned it toward the end, I think, that I was talking with Father, and I thought it might be kind of fun to have a hangout on air of the SQPN community, or whoever could join us, and just kind of sit around and watch or listen to or whatever the live presentation of the new iPhone 6 and whatever else they're going to be releasing. So if you happen to be around at 10 o'clock Pacific time, I think that's when it starts, 10 or
Yes,
10:30?
it is.
That's
It's on my
usually-
calendar, so Jeff, I'll join.
Okay.
Wow.
And-
I blocked it off so I don't have any work calls. Don't tell my boss.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so I thought that would be kind of fun, kind of geek out, Catholic geek, geekerisms or whatever.
Catholic geekerisms.
Geekery, there we go, thank you. Catholic
course.
geekery at its finest.
As an Android fan, I'm tempted to say iPhone 6, same as the old one, just a little bigger. Oh,
Okay, well,
I'm an
Father
Android
will not be
user.
joining us.
Well,
If he tries to,
This
we'll
was
ban him.
this was your last appearance on Catholic Weekend. Hope
Here's
that
my
you
Android
enjoyed it.
phone.
all I can say is Android is keeping me on the call right now. So
Yeah, well, that's good. No, Android, that's fine. We're open to all kinds of different
I just
groups.
it's fun to give iPhone people a hard time because they give it right back usually. So
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's good fun.
It's a personality thing of whether you want to customize your experience or if you want just a great out-of-the-box experience. And I go for great out-of-the-box experience.
Yeah, it
And
just
I'm a
works.
geek. I like to play.
And I'm both. I like to hack things as well. But as for
You
my
like to
phones,
hack things.
I like for my phones. I just like the plain. I like
Yeah.
what
I
what
just
Apple does.
like it to work.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so check out. We'll probably put something out via the SQPN Facebook page and the SQPN Twitter feed to let people know. Give you the link to join us in the Hangout. Now, there's only going to be, a maximum of the host plus 9, so 10 of us. So we'll probably put that somewhere on the SQPN page so that people can be in the chat room as well. So see how that works. Still details to come. Okay. Who's next? Who would like to go? Did everybody already go?
I'll go.
Okay.
So this is like the most anticlimactic pick of the week ever because everyone's has been like amazing, right? Mine is just Pinterest.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
If you've never heard of it, then you haven't been on the internet for very long, I guess.
I'm just kidding.
But I just totally like. I used to be
wait.
so.
Can we go back to that? Wait.
We just haven't been
You
on
have
the
not
internet.
been on the internet very long. Let's just let that linger for a moment. Jeff's noob.
By the way, I do have a Pinterest page, and so
That just makes me so
Pinterest?
profoundly. I'm judging you right
Pinterest.
now.
Yeah,
I'm
totes
not
judge.
judging you. Father
Okay.
Corey has one too, for cars.
and
Do you
Pinterest.
really?
No,
No.
I don't have a Pinterest feed.
It's a different father.
Pictures
Corey.
of trucks and cows or something.
Yeah.
But seriously, I used to like poo-poo Pinterest people. But
Let's
now,
watch our language, please.
Yeah.
now I'm totally a Pinterest person. And not for, I mean, I do look at pretty things, but it's mostly,
To look
I've
at pretty
actually
things.
I've been following a lot of people who post things on organization and cleaning tips. I mean, I have cut down our cleaning budget so much just from using like vinegar, baking soda, really just very basic items, lemons also. And just tips on really helpful life hacks and different things. So if you know how to use Pinterest and just basically follow the right people and the right boards, you can really get some great stuff that'll be beneficial to your life. So yay, Pinterest. You can follow me on Pinterest, pinterest.com/inspiredangela.
I knew it. I knew it'd be Inspired Angela.
It's inspiring. You're
Yes.
so inspiring.
Did we get everybody? Maria, did we do yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
John Rivers.
Oh, that's right. John Rivers. Got it. Okay, great. Well, it's that time for us to end the show. So since we're talking, yeah, it's I'm so glad we had this time to.
You gotta sing it as somebody. Someone pick an artist.
Bob Marley.
We're so glad. No, I'm
No,
not.
that didn't work. Big
All
film,
right.
but whatever. You tried.
So, Angela, yeah, I did. I'm trying. Just ask anybody. Angela, inspiredangela.wordpress.com, Inspired Angela on Facebook, and now on Pinterest. Inspired
Yes.
Angela.
And Twitter.
And Twitter.
I'm everywhere.
So all you do is go any of your favorite social media outlets and put in Inspired Angela, and you'll find her, right?
Probably. Yep.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Thanks, Angela, for joining us again. Hope you have a great week. Father Corey.
Thank you.
Let's see. Where fathercorey.com?
Yep, frcorey.org, actually. Sorry.
.org.
frcorey.org. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, probably a couple others at frcorey.stika. And then, of course, once again, doctorwho.sqpn.com for the secrets of Doctor Who.
Oh, you know what? Before we go, I'm getting a word from Lynn in the chat room that I need to talk quickly about our Saints of the Week because she put in so much work into that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't want her to feel bad about that. So let's continue with everybody's promotional stuff, and then we'll end with the Saints of this coming week. So let's see. Bago, at Bago
Yes,
on the
sir.
Twitters.
Yes,
And
sir.
Another Cup of Coffee, your wonderful blog at bagojohnson.com.
That's true. And this week I'm also featured on CatholicMom.com's Worldview Wednesday, where I wrote a little piece about the enthronement of Our Lady of Charity in the Vatican Gardens. Our Lady of Charity is the patroness of Cuba, and so the Cuban bishops were there in Rome last week on August 28th for the enthronement of this beautiful replica of the statue that was found in the Bay of Nipe when the three Juans, as they're called, were caught in a storm at sea, and Our Lady saved them.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Okay. And so how can we find that article again?
It's at CatholicMom.com, Worldview Wednesday, and I guess I can throw the link into the show notes.
CatholicMom.com. Is that something new?
Have you been on the internet for long?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, bringing it back. Yeah. I love how that works out.
The lovely and incomparable diva of all internetness, Lisa Hendy's website,
Lisa Hendy, we love her so much. Is she
And
back
her-
from a road trip?
And she's doing a series there too. You got to go check it out.
All right. She's doing everything.
She's everywhere, but
I
I
think
have
she's actually-
a secret.
She's on Pinterest. Pinterest, too,
She
I think.
is on Pinterest, but I have a secret. I'm just going to put this out there.
Okay.
Know who her little minion is behind
We
this?
won't. We won't tell
Sarah
her.
Reinhard, our own very special snoring scholar.
She's everywhere behind
She
the
is
scenes.
everywhere. Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. We need to have her back on the show sometime.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So, if you're listening, Sarah, call us. Okay. And this is weird.
Sleepless in Seattle moment.
I don't have the window up for the chat, and so I'm just looking at all these other windows on my machine, and so it's kind of weird. I'm just kind of looking into the camera here, and I'm trying to remember who else we need to promote before we end the show.
It's like being in a fishbowl where you don't really get to see anything, right?
Yeah, Sarah Babulous, the Catholic Drinky. Tell us how we can learn and follow you and all that kind of stuff. Stalk you.
You can stalk me on Facebook at facebook.com/CatholicDrinky, on Twitter.com/CatholicDrinky, on Pinterest. I have a Catholic Drinky board, but I think my Pinterest is just Sarah Vab or something like that. I don't know.
Or something like
And
that.
you can just search with my name and you'll find it. And Instagram and CatholicDrinky.com, which I need to update again.
Do you Snapchat?
I do in fact Snapchat, but don't add me.
Creepy.
If I don't know you in real life, if you are not a real life friend to me, I will not add you on Snapchat. So
Thank you.
just don't bother. I really receive more snaps than I send. I probably send one snap for every 100 that I receive. But I love that my friends can send me little snapshots of their life because some of them are hilarious. So, real talk, my favorite use of Snapchat is when I'm in the car, stopped at a red light, and a good song comes on. I will sing it to whatever appropriate friend and send them the Snapchat.
Apparently, Sarah, you're not familiar with the laws regarding using your phone in cars here in the state of Georgia.
I do it so that no one can see.
Okay. You're still doing it.
I'm sitting at red lights.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you never do it when you're
anyways.
actually moving, I'm sure.
No, I would never do such a thing.
No. Okay. Okay,
That's
kids,
what
don't
Siri's
listen to
for,
Sarah.
right?
Yeah. That's right. Siri or Cortana or Google Now or whatever.
We should do an entire show on Cortana. What a stupid name that is.
Well, speaking of stupid names, today's saint is Saint Bega. Not Bego, but Bega.
Oh.
And Blessed Pascual Torres Loret. How did I do on that? Any idea who that is? Father Corey is on the page. I can see that. So did I pronounce that correctly, sir?
I would guess so. My Spanish is pretty bad, so someone who speaks Spanish could tell
Way
you.
bad.
Okay. September 7th, tomorrow, is the 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time. I think I did that one okay.
And my
No
29th anniversary.
Oh, awesome.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Happy anniversary. Awesome. Our best to John. And
Not to me. That's all right.
Not to you.
Save the worst for me.
Yes, the worst for you and the best for John.
That's about how it worked out.
Ooh.
September 8th, Monday, the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. You may have heard of her. And Tuesday...
Sorry, I want to interrupt. Also, tomorrow is the Feast of the Triumph of the Cross.
Oh.
I forgot about that, but yes, it is the Feast of the Triumph of the Cross, so it's not the 23rd Sunday. I just remembered that.
Oh.
All right, well then scratch that. Lynn, take note, please. Let's see, St. Peter Claver?
Claver.
Claver. Sorry.
It's French.
Oh, look at this.
Go to that church.
What?
Didn't you go to that church?
No.
You know what? I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm going to correct this. It's next week.
Okay.
It's okay. You're an early bird.
You're
Fail.
I'm a week off.
We
I'm a
love
week
you.
off.
Okay. We'll
So
let
don't
it go
change
this
it for
time.
you.
We'll let it go this time. Okay, and let's see. On Wednesday, oh, look at this. A little plug for Lynn. It's Lynn's birthday on September 10th. Happy birthday, Lynn. Hope you have a good one.
Birthday.
And the Blessed Dominic of the Rosary, Blessed Lucia de Freitas, and other martyrs of Japan. I can do that. 205. beatifications. Wow. September 11th, Saint Hyacinth of Rome and Saint Theodora the Penitent. And September 12th, Sarah's birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
The most holy name of Mary. And
Which is a new feast day that they have brought back. So
Mhm.
I remember being a teenager and thinking,
So it's not new.
I don't have a feast day on my birthday. This stinks. And then they reinstated this a couple years ago, and so I was pretty pumped because I think that's a pretty great birthday saint thing.
Yep.
let's see what this is here. This is from Father Daryl.
Oh, it's from the other Father Daryl.
Happy anniversary. Happy For a cheerful toast and
It's the
fill it.
Flintstones.
Happy anniversary. But be careful, you don't fill it. Happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
There we go. Brad, you remembered, she says. I'm going to have to turn it off because you all can't hear it anymore because I think I shut it off for.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that was a happy anniversary list or wish.
Amazing.
So there you go. So much we can do with this new media stuff, you know?
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. And then next Saturday, which we'll mention again because we'll be back here again next Saturday, St. John Chrysostom, who was big in the first few centuries of the church. And in fact, in the Eastern rites, which we talked about a couple episodes ago, one of the divine liturgies is from his, they call it the St. John Chrysostom divine liturgy, I think. So there you go. Anything else we want to say before we end this thing?
Go Irish, beat Michigan.
All right. And Steve, if you're listening, we missed you today. Hopefully you're getting all moved in, whatever you're doing over there in Oklahoma. And hope to talk to you next week. And until next week, I hope everybody enjoys this. Well, everybody have a great Catholic weekend. How about that? Take care and God bless. Cut.
Yay!
All right, it's over.
Steve is eating those vodka-infused gummy bears.
Ooh, yum. That sounds good.
Is he really?
Who is your dog?
Steve.
Oh. So what do we? Did he actually? I guess he must have found a place in Stillwater then, huh?
Yeah, I guess he decided on the. Remember, he was deciding between the two places.
Mm-hmm. I hope the one that he decided upon has internet.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Good internet.
Yeah.
That's funny that could drive a decision. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, this is the modern world. You
Well,
gotta,
when you're on a weekly web show.
yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
got to get your Pinterest.
That's
yeah?
right.
I'll admit it. You know, when I'm looking at my next assignment here in 6 years, that's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be okay. Can I at least get decent internet? Maybe it's not the fastest, but I can at least get decent internet.
That's funny. Well,
I won't go anywhere I won't move anywhere where I can't get cable internet anymore. No more DSL. It's not as fast.
Yeah, DSL. No good.
Fiber is
Yeah.
nice. When it works. Fiber.
Oh, fiber. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get it, it's just.
Hey, so is Atlanta going to get Google or not?
No.
No, I don't think we got picked to be anytime soon.
Hey, you know how you can really just get guaranteed fiber?
Raisin Bran?
Fruits and vegetables.
There you go.
I saw that one.
Oh, wow. Run!
Yeah.
That's about how I feel about my internet today. Oh boy. Supposed to be 15 megabit a second. I did a speed test and I got 3 at best.
Tell the truth, you're still using AOL.
Oh no, I haven't used AOL since 1994.
It's so frustrating because that sometimes. I mean, last week, the video upload from my end was horrible, and I did a speed test on it, and it was like 0.4 something or other.
Ooh,
and it's supposed to be. It's usually when I do a speed test, it's like 4 megabits up. And
Yeah.
so I don't know what was going on. And that was Saturday morning. I'm thinking, well, there are not a lot of people usually on the internet on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, if they're just having
Certainly
some
not on
technical
our show,
difficulties or
anyway.
what, but
Yeah.
of course this is modern technology here. Okay, so my landline internet is working. Well, gee, I'll just hook up my cell phone and Wi-Fi tether it, and hey, I've got high-speed internet there too.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Hashtag Montana.
Exactly. Hashtag modern world. Everybody's got that now.
Well, thanks again, Father Corey, for joining us. We'll have to make you a regular, I guess, because
that's what Lynn said in the email. I guess we'll just have to put you on the regular panel.
Yeah, you just need better internets.
One time.
Just for the record,
One
I'm pulling 55 download right now.
Nice. With the thing going on right now. That's good.
I'm not jealous or anything. No, not at all.
Let me see what I'm getting here. We can all do our own speed tests.
There we go.
Speed test.
This is so much fun.
It's like
And
a
my
17
upload
quiz or something.
My upload is 10.
Oh, geez, that's nice.
Wow. So you have really nice. How much do you pay for that, Sarah?
Not too much. I have a bundled service from Comcast, so I have phone, cable, and internet for just a little over $100 a month.
That's not bad.
Which, considering I get like tons of channels and whatever.
Is that the promotional thing that runs out after a certain amount of time?
Yeah, I got them to give it to me for 12 months, and so then I'll call back and tell them I'm going to cancel and get it again. So.
Yeah, there you go. Game the system.
Yep.
Hey, I'm getting 37 down and 4 up, so that's about what I pay for. So I'm pretty happy.
Well, that's actually here now. I just ran it off my Verizon connection. This is Verizon 4G, and I'm getting 32 down and 8 up.
Wow, that's from your phone?
That's through Verizon 4G cell phone.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
That's double what my landline should be when it's working right.
Oh my God!
I think I'm going to start just using my cell phone and try to get. I've got a 6
watch out! You're probably using all your bandwidth.
Well, I've got a 6 gigabyte plan, so
that's
I've got a pretty decent plan. But
excellent.
Yeah, it's like wow. I was pretty impressed when I looked at that. The only reason why I'm not doing video, obviously, is I don't want to suck down that 6 gigabytes in one show.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
All these words you people are using, I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
Well, so then you probably won't want to join the geekery on Tuesday when we're watching the Apple event. Probably
Zero interest.
You have to work.
Zero interest.
Oh, well. There's a place for all of us in this world.
There is indeed.
There's a place for us.
There's a place for us. Okay.
We're the people that Maria calls when there's a problem.
That's correct. Why should I clutter my brain with that when all I have to do is call Jeff?
There you go. There's some of us who, the whole point for me to do podcasting is because of the geeky technology of it and learning how to use all these fun gadgets.
Yep.
And then for most people, though, that have podcasts, it's the other. It's like they're like Maria. They're more interested in the content, and they could care less about the technology.
This is true.
So it's a good thing that there's a place for all of us in this world.
That's right. We need each other.
Yes, we do. We do.
Oh.
We were made to be in community.
You know what? I forgot to do.
This moment is too squishy for me right now.
What did she say?
This moment is too squishy for me.
I forgot to do this.
Uh-oh.
Well,
it down,
thank you
Jeff.
for supporting SQPN.
Just place it in somewhere.
Short.
Oh, well. We'll have to do it next time. Okay. Well, it's kind of fun hanging out with you all, but I need to move on and do some editing and some other things on my list. My thing, nobody asked me how what I did last week, how my week was.
No, you didn't ask me either. You just skipped right over me.
I did?
Yeah.
I didn't? No, I thought I did. I thought I said, oh, you're busy.
I won't take it personally.
All right, well.
He probably got so flustered by my constantly dropping out that he just couldn't handle it.
So how was your week, Maria? We're still broadcasting, so let's hear about Maria's week.
Nothing. When my doctor looked in my ear and said, "Ooh, nasty," I knew it was going to be a bad.
And he wasn't talking about your ear.
I still don't have hearing in my right ear.
Really?
So yeah, I'm going to see an audiologist and an ENT.
What?
Huh? Am I not speaking loudly either?
So, is it like a? Did you get some antibiotics to help?
Oh
with that?
gosh, you know what? There's a reason why waterboarding works, even though I'm not a proponent of torture. And it's terrible to have drops in your ear.
Ooh.
I'm
I think
using
waterboarding is
acetic
more
acid.
than that.
I mean, well, I didn't know that there's a connection. I didn't know why I was so anxious. I've been anxious all week. I mean, like really just on edge. And there's a connection between the ear thing and your brain and some stuff. Anyway, whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
Love that. Can I quote you on that?
Blah, blah, blah. I did stab myself in the hand last night.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What did you do?
There was a big frog in my garage, and I was really grossed out. So I was chasing it out with this chunk of aluminum. And I didn't want to stab the frog with the chunk of aluminum, so I was hitting the concrete in back of it to make it scoot.
And you stabbed yourself.
And I did. Yeah, I sure did.
Did you like my
Who's the
little?
frog now?
Did you like my little thing?
The Festivus pole, brilliant. Brilliant.
As soon as you said aluminum pole, I'm thinking Festivus.
Festivus.
Yeah.
Can you tell that Seinfeld is pretty much
I was
my
going to
life?
say it's an opportunity for a Seinfeld reference.
Everything relates to Seinfeld. Anyway, well, I was pulling poison ivy in the backyard for like 3 of the days of the week.
Are you itchy?
Lovely.
No, I was I had my full what do they call the work suits? You know, like
hazmat suit.
Well, it wasn't a hazmat suit. It's like one of those working
From E.T.
suits like you see like in the prison people in, but it's blue. Anyway, it's like covers up everything, and then I had rubber boots on, and I had full gloves up to my wrist, and yeah, I was covered. It was hot back there in that little outfit, but I think I just got a little bit of something right here for some reason. I think
It's called a wrinkle.
No, I got a lot of those. That there's like a little patch right here. I must have, with my glove, I must have wiped my eye.
Don't touch it anymore. It'll spread.
But it doesn't itch or anything, so maybe it's something else. I don't know. Okay, well, that's that. I'm on vacation still, so
Yay!
next
Enjoy.
week is my last week, and then I go and hit it hard out there flying Sunday through Friday next week. Okay.
Are you happy? Are you going to
Are you
LA by
happy?
chance? Happening
I'm
to go
happy.
to LA?
No, I'm not going out to LA.
Dang. I think I'm on one of your planes maybe.
Oh.
But
No,
I'm coming back on a 777. I'm super excited about it.
That's nice. No, if you make sure you download or do whatever you want to do before
Yeah,
you
there's
get on the
no
airplane. 'Cause they don't.
internets on that flight, so.
Now they're eventually going to get it for the 777, but it's a satellite system because of it does most of its flying over water.
Which is really unfortunate because it's a 9:30 a.m. flight from California back to Atlanta, and I land in Atlanta at like 4 something.
Yeah.
So I lose my entire workday, and I don't have any internet, so I can't even work.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
So yeah, that's gonna be super fun.
Are you up in business class?
No, I'm in economy comfort.
Oh, that's not bad. You can
Yeah.
watch complimentary movies then,
Yeah,
so you'll have something to do.
I get medallion status on my flight home too, so check me out.
Oh,
You're
look
the
at you.
coolest.
Yeah.
I'm so fancy. What's that song right now?
Oh, yeah, that was just dubbed the song of the summer. Just
Are you kidding me?
seriously. That came out as Billboard's song of the summer.
Oh, Lord. that it says a lot about our culture right there, doesn't it?
What does it say about me that I like that song?
It's a catchy song.
She's catchy. Well, I'm going to go make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, you do that. All right.
So there.
Hope your ear gets better. Hope your hand gets better. Our best to
Your face gets better.
your other half, John, and have a great anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And Sarah,
Happy birthday, Sarah.
have a great birthday.
Yeah, I will not be on the show next weekend, so but I'll be back in 2 weeks.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we'll miss you.
I'll be celebrating my birthday.
I
So
bet you.
And
Enjoy.
Lynn, if you're still watching and in the chat room, happy birthday to you on Wednesday. And to anybody else watching or listening, if you have any kind of special event, anniversary, birthday, whatever, happy everything.
Happy.
Happy.
Oh, no, stop.
Okay.
Not this summer.
Go watch Tacky.
All right.
Oh, I love that. I
That's
listened
so
to
funny.
the album this week. I'm so excited. On Spotify.
All right. Okay, guys, I gotta go.
All right. See you, everybody.
Love you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
I got some music for you. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is that the song? That's
Yeah.
the song of the summer?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
There's your
Of course, we don't want to
fancy
play
song.
too much because we're still live. So.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
poets.
That's why I was like, oh yeah. Well, I picked the clean version. So
You know, I don't think we've
Well,
ever.
I'm
reviewed,
thinking the blockers where they
Oh,
come through
right.
and they recognize
Oh,
the
right.
music.
yeah. Well, I only played like 4 seconds, so we're
Yeah,
good.
you're fine.
All right, kids. Well, thanks again, Father, for managing to figure out how to stay with us the whole time.
Glad I could
And,
finally figure it out. Jeez.
It was nice having you on and talking about amazing parish
Yeah. I
conference.
was glad to be here. Always glad to be here.
It was a good
Always glad to
discussion.
be here.
Yeah, well, seriously, you should consider yourself, a regular panelist. Although I have to probably talk to other panelists about that. But
Oh yeah.
if
Discuss
you,
amongst yourselves. You know.
yeah. Okay.
No, I'd
Great.
be interested. So that'd be great.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, everybody, we'll see you again. Well, we won't see you next week, Sarah. Happy birthday. Enjoy your
Thanks.
celebration.
Yeah.
And
I'll be
Father,
having birthday breakfast during the show. So
Nice.
we'll count on being with us next week, Father. Okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Well, take care, everybody. And maybe I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah. I'll probably pop in there.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Take care, everybody.
See y'all.
bye.
Bye.